From the very first note, you can tell that her tone and texture, it's on the lower register. She sounds more like an alto than a soprano. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jeff. So in this video, we're going to check out the new YG Next Movement video. So this is the teaser that will show us a glimpse about Baby Monster, which is YG's newest girl group. A lot of people anticipating this one, including myself. And we're also going to check out the new live performance of their first member that they're introducing, HARAM. It's a live vocal performance from what I can tell from the thumbnail. So it's always very interesting for me to witness the introductions of new girl groups, especially from the big companies, right? Because there's a lot of anticipation from K-pop fans. It's always so interesting to me also to hear what kind of vocal these new groups have, because that will determine what kind of sound we'll get. And if you're introducing one member, I'm guessing they're going to be the main vocalist. I feel like it would be because it's kind of like the first impression. So yeah, I'm very excited to hear what her sound is like. So yeah, YG Next Movement, let's go. But before we get to it, I just want to let you guys know, for those that are interested, that I did react to the Game Caterers episode of YG. I've done Hybe and Starship before, and I just recently did the YG one, which was so hilarious. And I also reacted to a lot of the award shows and the year-end performances on my Patreon. So if you guys are interested in that, link is down below. Whoa. Directed by YG. There's a lot of groups coming out this year. Hey. How many members? Wait. I want to see how many members. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like it's gonna be a very hip-hop. Oh, that was a very powerful image. It looks like it's gonna be a very hip-hop type of group, basing off the groove of their dancing. And here we get a glimpse of like what they look like too. How young are they? They look very young.
YG의 그 유전자를 갖고 있는 베이비라고 생각하시면 될 것 같습니다.
Oh, so they will have the essence of YG.
실력으로는 더할 나위 없이 너무나 출중한 친구들이어서
사람을 그냥 홀려버리는 그런 표정과 제스처를 너무 잘했고.
Nice.
이렇게까지 잘하는 친구들이 그렇게 많지 않은데 한국에서 나오기 힘든 유형의 가수인 것 같아요.
Promising.
신사옥에서 아마 처음으로 발표하게 되는 그룹이에요. 베이비몬스터라는 팀을 소개할 수 있게 되었습니다.
타고난 재능이 있는 친구고 가장 큰 강점은 눈빛에서 하고자 하는 의지가 굉장히 많이 보인다는 거.
Oh,
일본으로 다 약간
hey Lisa!
잘 어울리는 느낌이에요.
Oh, we're getting some mentoring.
잘할 것 같아.
지난 4년 동안 월말 평가를 통해서 저를 놀래켰던 것처럼 세상을 놀래켜줄 그런 스타가 됐으면 좋겠다라는 희망상 눈에 보이는 대로 들리는 대로 평가를 해주시기 바라겠습니다.
Okay, coming soon. So is this like a documentary reality show type that we're getting from them? I hope so, because they love watching those things. I like seeing the origin of these amazing groups that come out. You know what? Like, these kind of groups are just so lucky to have an incredible pool of talents to work with. Like YGX, you know, we saw Lee Jung there, and you know, of course, Blackpink, and we also saw winner members. If they're all included in mentoring and honing the skills of these new girls, then I feel like the sky would be the limit for them. Or maybe we won't get like a documentary type. What we'll get are like these kind of performances, like the Baby Monster, live performance like this, you know, like a show off of their main skills. Okay, let's listen to HARAM. I hope I'm saying that right. I apologize if I'm not. This is a live performance, and she's 15 years old. Dang.
Baby, I just don't get sick.
Whoa.
You enjoy being hard. I know you smell the perfume and some makeup on the shirt. You don't believe his stories. You know that they're all lies.
Nice.
Despite your eyes, you stick around, but I just don't know. If I was your woman, baby, you never worry about what I do. I'll be coming home back to you every night.
Nice.
Doing you right. You're the type of man that deserves good things. Fist full of diamonds and full of rings. Baby,
Nice.
you're a star. Just wanna show you you are. You should let me.
Oh, nice. She's shifting
You
like
deserve better, boy.
textures
You
in her
know
voice.
You deserve better. We should be together. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When me and you is whatever. And we should make this thing ours. We all should let me love you. Let me be the one to give you everything you want. Oh, baby girl, love and protection. Whoa, whoa. Make me your selection, boy. Show you the way love's supposed to be. Oh, baby, you should let me love you, love you, love you, love. Hey, yeah.
I'm so sorry. I kind of just dropped off because I got too into it. I was trying to like listen to all the technicalities that were like happening in her voice. And I wanted to reserve. Is there more? I wanted to reserve what I was gonna say until after the performance because I didn't want to ruin the moment. So I want to do a little bit of dissection, I guess. First of all, the reason why I kind of like went whoa right away is that from the very first note, you can tell that her tone and texture it's on the lower register. She sounds more like an alto than a soprano. But this is like one song. She can have a higher range as well. So she can hit both alto low notes and then like very belty notes. So we don't know that yet. This is just one song, but like I can imagine them picking this song in particular because her alto notes are her forte. The texture and the roundedness of her tone is very different from a lot of the girl groups that we have gotten in the last 6 months. You know, in the past year, right? There's a lot of girl groups that came out, and a lot of them have higher notes, like soprano notes, right? And that tends to be, from what I see anyway, that tends to be the go-to in K-pop, and I appreciate the belty notes as well. Like, huge fan of belty notes when it's done right. So like hearing this kind of tone and texture is very fresh, and I think that's what a lot of girl groups and boy groups and basically all the newer groups that are going to be coming out, I feel like there's a demand for freshness. I think that's why New Jeans is very successful, because their sound is very fresh, right? And although some people may not like that, I feel like the majority do, and it's resonating with a lot of fans and even like locals, and you know, it's that their songs are everywhere. So if this is an indication of the register that she would mostly sing in, that is going to be very, very interesting. Okay, let's do a little bit of dissection using my some of my training from like vocal jazz, musical theater.
Baby, I just don't get it. Do you enjoy being hard? I know you smell the perfume and some makeup on the shirt. You don't believe his stories. You know that they're all lies.
First of all, great storytelling. That is one thing I learned when I was studying vocal lessons. When you're singing, you're not just singing, you're telling a story. Lyrics matter. The clarity of your message matters. Especially in a song like this, you want that groundedness. You can't really just sing with, pretty notes. Of course, someone can sing and have like just hitting the notes, that kind of like marking it, basically. If it was a dance, then someone could be doing the moves and they would be marking it. But there's a difference in adding oomph and something special to the movement. So same thing with the voice. There's a lot of kind of inflections that she's using that are very similar to a lot of Western pop artists. There's a lot of stylistic emphasis in the pronunciation as well, which she smartly uses to manipulate runs.
Despite your eyes.
Like that one, despite. Instead of like just despite, she adds that H in the middle, spahite, to add a stylistic twist to the song.
They're all lies.
But she also does that in the eyes. Instead of just eyes, ahais.
Despite your eyes, stick around, but I just don't know. If I was your woman, baby, you never worry about what I do.
And then she's doing some dynamics too. She holds back in certain notes and then puts emphasis in certain vowels too, like the about vowel. It's a lot rounder, so she can put a lot more air in it. And with the chord of the piano, it's perfect to crescendo in it, to have it just a little bit louder and put emphasis in that, so that there's a little bit more drama and style to the interpretation.
Baby, you never worry about.
See, that was a crescendo. Never worry about. So the never is like a little bit lower, and then it goes louder in the about. So if you guys don't know, crescendo is like when the volume goes from small to loud, and then decrescendo is from like loud to quiet.
What I do, I'll be coming home back to you every night, doing you right. You're the type of man that deserves good things.
That is a long note. It's not a long held note, but the breath that it takes to put all those notes together takes one big breath.
I'll be coming home back to you
Breathe.
every night.
Breathe.
Doing you right. You're the type of man that deserves good things.
So that last time I said breath, up until the time I paused, that's one whole breath. And I find that for me anyway, it's a lot harder to sustain a note when it's multiple notes and then when it goes crescendo again, like when it gets louder at the tail end of it, because it takes a little bit more breath to push those notes out in the higher and then in a louder form than just kind of being consistent with like, these are the notes. It kind of just like goes here, but like hers went like da 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 and then loud high. That takes a little bit more to push out, especially because she's sitting down too. So what I can tell you is that for me anyway, I feel like she has a great sense of vocal control and breathing technique at 15 years old. Jesus.
Fist full of diamonds, the type of man that deserves good things.
Breath.
Fist full of diamonds and full of rings. Baby, you're a star. Just wanna show you are. You should let me.
That one, such a nice stylistic choice for me anyway. She knows when to use her dynamics, like from like going louder with the piano and then like going quiet when she needs to. You can tell that they really perfected this song. From the way the piano is like singing along with her, and determining the pace, and the volume, and every single note that she's hitting is just like so placed well. It's so strategic, the way where the breath is in and where it gets louder, where it gets a little bit more stylistic, all that. It's so prepared.
You deserve better, boy. You know you deserve better. We should be together. Yeah, yeah, yeah. With me.
So cool. Oh my god. I don't know. Some people may not like this kind of singing. Some people really like more of a clean tone. But she's adding a lot of stylistic aspects to her interpretation. And it will depend on the listener, the preference. But like technique-wise, she has it. For a lot of singers that get into like vocal techniques and lessons and stuff, really the main thing that you start with is just, maintaining tone, rhythm, breath support, and doing more of a clean interpretation of a song. You kind of just do it as the way it's done. And then the more you get comfortable with it, then you add stylistic aspects to it. Then you find the colors of your voice, the textures that enhances your interpretation. And some people do already have this coming into vocal lessons, and then they just kind of like play with it. They enhance what they already have. It's kind of like makeup. And I'm going to just use this because I know a lot of my viewers are female. And of course, some male wears makeup too. It's kind of like a blank canvas sometimes, right? A face. And then when you add makeup to it, it enhances all the features. So it's the same thing with vocals. Like a girl like her coming into vocal lessons may already have these kind of colors in her voice, and then the vocal teachers will just help her with like, okay, breath support, technique, which when applied to a voice like this, then you don't sing and damage your vocal cords.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. With me and you is whatever. And we should make this thing ours. We all should let me love you. Let me be the one to.
This is why I think she's more of an alto than a soprano, because in that higher notes, it seemed like it needed a little bit more push. If you're a soprano and have a higher register, that kind of note up there would be a little bit easier to reach, and it wouldn't really need a lot of push and preparation just for that support up there. It would be very, very natural.
We all should let me love you. Let me be the one to give you everything you want.
Love that part. Oh, I think that's when I start to drop and just kind of like be into it. The nuance in her interpretation there, you can tell she reached a certain memory or moment in her head that allowed her to project that ache or that pain or that feeling onto us. Because before this moment with the high notes, I can at least guess that from what I'm seeing anyway, that there's a certain technical aspect to that climb. And then when she got back down to the comfortable moments, along with the lines and the notes that the song has and the lyrics, she was able to be more comfortable and just like put the feeling forward with control. That's why it's just so effective.
Oh baby girl, love and protection, whoa. Make me your selection, boy. Show you the way love's supposed to be. Oh baby, you should let me love you, love you, love you.
Yeah, and she can reach those are low notes.
Love you, love
That part. That's low. That's why I think she's an alto.
you, hey, yeah.
I feel like this is also quite different for YG to have done because normally from these teasers, from what I've seen in the past anyway, their first tease is the dance, which makes sense because K-pop, a lot of it, as apart from the actual music, the visual aspect of it, just generally, I feel like a lot of people in K-pop love dance first and foremost, and then vocal second. Of course, it's gonna be different from everybody, but seemingly from like the majority, I feel like the consensus is that like dance first. And yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with liking dance more than vocals or like vocals more than dance. K-pop is deep, there's a lot of aspects to it that makes it K-pop. But this is beautiful. What are the comments like? This is so funny. Though sometimes I don't understand you, YG, but in terms of giving us quality artists, you don't fail us. So kudos to you. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, yes, this raises the standard for this group, right? When you have a vocalist this good and this polished, it makes you anticipate what the other girls are capable of. And if they can maintain that standard that they've set with her, kudos. I think they'll be very successful. It just depends now on like the type of songs that they will come out with. So yeah, I can't wait to see the other girls and to see what their other vocalists sound like as well, of course. The dancing. I'm a dance channel, I'm a performance channel, so definitely the dance is what I'm most curious about, but I do love me some great vocals. If you guys didn't see my top 20 songs of 2022, a lot of the songs that I picked were very vocally focused. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching with me today. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, do like and subscribe. And if you do subscribe, make sure you tick that notification bell so you don't miss any content from me. And if you'd like to get to know more about me, do check out my Instagram, TikTok, and Patreon down below.